Um, Hi, I'm Charles Carodi, and this is
I'm Dorothy Charles' mom.
okay. So, question number one: how did you find out about the 9/11 attacks?
Oh, CNN.
CNN.
I didn't. I wasn't. I was off that day, and I was watching CNN, and it came on. What was going on? All channels actually were showing the same thing. Um, yeah. So that's how I found out.
Okay. Um, what were your thoughts and emotions like as it was going on?
Shock, shock, confusion. Yes, shock, and shock, and a whole lot of confusion. Wondering what was going on, wondering if people are okay, wondering if it was whatever was happening was gonna happen to other places where we were, wondering who else would be there that we know. All those emotions, all those thoughts go through your mind at that time.
Okay. So, if you were in New York at the time of the attacks, how do you think it might have affected you?
Hmm. I mean, seeing people running away, because I remember I pretty much watched the whole thing almost all day, and seeing people running on the I don't know what that bridge is called, but they were running away from the city, from Manhattan to anywhere else, just getting out of the city. So that was really frightening for them, just praying and wishing everybody to just get out away from whatever it was that was happening, because at that time we really didn't know what was happening. So yeah, if I was living in the city, I can't even imagine if I was in New York. I think I would have been doing the same thing, like just get out and try to find out what happened later.
Did you have any close friends, like or family, living in New York at the time?
No, but I had just that month we had gone to visit New York, and we had gone to Empire State Building. So it was a lot of thoughts of all the people who were there visiting New York. They didn't have to have family members in New York. New York is just a city where people visit from all parts of the world. So not just New Yorkers, but a lot of visitors and foreigners there. So yeah, I didn't really know anyone who lived in New York.
How did this attack make you feel about us, like national security?
Um, I mean, you have questions. How did they get in? And then you hear, and the fact that it was I think it was an American airline or Delta, one of those, but it was a local flight that they took over. So you wonder, how did they get that? How were they able to commandeer, take over, and do, all that was before we got the news on how they did it. But those questions were there throughout the day. How did this happen? Yeah, and of course the security. You question, how did they get through, because we all know that airports are very well secured. So for them to just be able to get to that point where they're actually, anyway, there was a lot of things going on in my mind at that time.
Did you feel like the news coverage was in the right for filming the people jumping out of the building to their death?
That I don't. I know it took a long time for me to get over the images. And I really don't remember people jumping out of the buildings. What I saw, if it was close to that, I kind of like just closed my eyes. If it was, because I think I remember objects and subjects just throwing out, but the image is people trampling over one another trying to get out of the city. That took, and I wasn't even in anywhere near New York, but that image stayed with me. Even now, I mean, I'm just remembering every single time there's 9/11. I just remember that day and how hard it was. The whole entire day, I could not stay away from CNN or any other channel. I was glued to the TV all day. So those images, I mean, like, it's hard. They are always going to be in our minds.
What might have happened if Flight 93 reached the Capitol or the White House?
Oh, you don't even wanna. I think that's something that everybody is grateful for, and for the heroes that diverted that, because that would have been disastrous. And I mean, I think it's one thing that you don't even want to imagine. So you just remember the people who stopped it. Yeah. What else?